All right, this is going to be a video to introduce you guys to Papertrail. We are switching from mobile inspection to Papertrail for all of our pre-use inspections, our end of the day reports. So I'm going to show you guys how to use it. All right, this is going to take place January 1st. We will stop using mobile inspection and completely switch over to Papertrail. We're doing this because Papertrail has more options. We already use it to do our periodic inspections, and it'll help us keep everything in one place. The way we're going to be doing it is we're going to have the old PhotoFlow phones. We're going to have a couple in the yurt and a couple in the gift shop. We're going to have Papertrail already installed on those, so you can use them in either of those places. It's also installed on the tablet. Okay. If you're doing a pre-course inspection, pre-use course inspection, all you gotta do is take the PhotoFlow phone up with you, and you can actually do the inspection on the phone as you go in Papertrail. So first thing you're gonna do is you're gonna open the Papertrail app. I'm using my own phone so that I can record this, but you'll find it on the screen on the PhotoFlow phone. So open the Papertrail app. The username and password is different than any of our other systems currently. That might change, but for now, the email is zipsonoma@gmail.com. The password is Redwood1946 ARCG. The R in Redwood is capitalized and ARCG is capitalized. Hopefully this will already be saved, so you shouldn't have to put this in every time, but just in case, that's what the email and password are. When you open it, you're going to see these two options. We're always going to hit Sonoma Zipline Adventures. This is the main page. It's the dashboard. You guys really don't have to do anything with this page. You'll see it'll take a while to sync all of our inspections. The bottom is where you guys want to look. So you have the dashboard where you start. Next is folders, tasks, notifications, and support. Really the only one that you have to worry about is folders. So if you click folders, we have all of our inspections set up here. Pre-use is only gear. So if you open up pre-use, you have guest gear and guide harnesses sets, which we'll talk about that. That is a difference, okay? Then if you're doing pre-use course inspection, you have forest flight and you have treetops, okay? The last thing we'll talk about is end of the day report. That actually will go into the staff file, but we'll talk about that later as well. So let's start out with gear. You open pre-use, and let's say we're going to do a guest gear pre-use inspection. So on mobile inspection, the guest gear was set up with the actual course inspection. On Papertrail, it's separate. Okay, so this is the first change. It's going to be different. So let's click guest gear. Let's say today we're using gear set 2. Okay, so all you got to do is click the little bubble by it. You can click as many gear sets as you've checked. So ground support sometimes checks the gear, sometimes the guide checks it. Whoever is putting it out at the start of the day or putting it out for its first tour, they're the ones that should be checking this. It is the guide's responsibility, though, to make sure this is done. Okay, so even if ground support did the actual checking, but they're not the ones that filled it out, we're going to come looking for the guide if we find out it's not filled out. Okay, so gear set 2, we selected. The bottom left, you're going to see add inspection. So bottom left, I'm going to hit add inspection. Okay. Now we have what we're inspecting. So this is for the whole gear set, even though it only has one harness, one trolley, one lanterns. Okay. So you're going to just click the words of the boxes as you check it. However, if something's wrong, that's when you're going to click the little pencil here. So on this right side, let's say a buckle is wrong. I'm going to hit this pencil by the buckle, and there's a comments. This is where you can actually put down which harness it is. Since this is a buckle on harness, oh, I hit webbing. Webbing on a harness. On each harness, they should have a label. Should say, it's usually might be GH for guide harness. So GH and then whatever number the harness is. So GH55, let's say. Actually, they're all 3 numbers. So GH055. And then we can put the webbing is fraying. Oops, that's not what I want. Come on. Webbing is fraying. So this comment will tell me more specifically what's wrong with this harness. Okay. The cool thing is down here at the bottom, you have a camera. You can actually use the camera to take a photo of what's happening as well. That's going to be really nice for me and Josh when we go to try to find it, to figure out exactly what's wrong with it and how to fix it. Okay. So you're going to go through everything, go through the trolley, go through the lanyards. The big thing is we want you guys actually checking these things. Don't just check the boxes and say you did it. You should actually be checking these. However, you can go check all the harnesses, and then let's say you found 1 or 2 things wrong, then come in here and fill that out, okay? Last, at the bottom, it says staff. Put your name in the comments. This is something you have to put your name on, okay? First and last name, please. These are important documents, so put your full name. This is another area you can put comments down at the bottom, okay? So we just finished this list. So now we're going to hit save. That is now filed. So that inspection will be with that gear set forever. So we can go look back inspection after inspection, see as things are wearing out or what's going on. Okay, so that's pre-use guest gear. If you go back with the back arrow in the top left, now we can do guide harness sets. This is a new change. Before we were not keeping written documentation of our guide gear pre-use, only our periodic, and that's something we can't do and shouldn't have been doing, so we're going to change that going forward. Each guide harness is a set now, okay? So the harness, the trolley, and the lanyards all are together as a set. The helmet is not included with the set. Those are separate. We'll figure out that going forward. Right now, we don't really have a true system for it. But for guide harness, it's going to be GH either L, GHM, or GHS, and then a letter. So the L, S, or M stand for large, medium, small. Okay, so you can see here we have the first one up there, guide harness large, set A. On the dorsal piece of the harness, where that plastic piece is, the yellow, orange, or black, depending on the size, you're going to see a label on that piece. It might be under the straps, so you'll have to look for it. But that's going to tell you as a guide which harness set you're going to have. So when you have that, you can actually just go into search up here and put in whichever one you have. So guide harness, small. See, there we go. All the smalls are coming up. So if you had guide harness small A, just put in guide harness small A. It'll come up and you can touch it. Okay. If you scroll down, you can see here's the records that came up under that. So let's say we had guide harness small A. So we're going to click that one. Oops. Yeah. Click that. Now all we got to do is add inspection. So top right, you see that plus button? We can add an inspection. And you're going to check everything on your harness set. Okay. So checking all these things. Once again, if something's wrong, make sure you click the pencil button on the right. Put in the comments what's wrong. If it's an issue where you cannot use that harness set with that part of it, so let's say it's like the lanyards, you're going to pull the lanyards out and you're still going to go through the gear cabinet and replace them like you would any other time. The only difference is now you're going to also put a comment on whichever piece that was. The reason why this is important, because later on we're going to have to change that in this gear set that we changed out the lanyards in it. Okay. Also at the bottom, checked good. If you click that, if you change anything out, so let's say you had a blown trolley and you go put it in the gear cabinet and pull out a new trolley, you should be clicking this, switch it to monitor, okay? And then hit select. That's going to be important. That's what's going to flag Josh and I that something on that harness was wrong, and we have to go through and check it. Okay? We're going to switch that back. Now that you're done with the inspection, also you can add pictures to this if you need to. Same thing with the pencils. If you hit the pencil, there's also a photo area down here. So once again, anything that's wrong with these harnesses, please take a picture. That's only going to help Josh and I fix it quicker. Okay? Then all you got to do is save. That inspection's saved. Okay? Up at the top left, we're going to hit the arrow. We're going to go back, close out of this, go back into folders, go back. Okay, so that's all our guide gear and guest gear. Next, pre-use course inspection. Let's do one on treetops. Now in treetops, as soon as you click it, you're going to find every single part of what you're going to inspect on the course. So the platforms are individual, the zips are individual, the bridges are individual. This is different from mobile inspection. Mobile inspection, it was all one. Now it's different. This makes it so that it's a lot easier for us to go through the platform and see the history on the platform, what's wrong, what we fixed, that kind of thing. It's just a lot more helpful in recording what's going on with it. Okay, so if you click platform, as soon as you click, actually you can click any of these. As soon as you click one on the top left, you're going to have the option to select all. So you're going to select all. Now here's the thing with treetops. We now have 3 new zips and 3 new platforms added. If you click select all, it's going to add those. If you're not inspecting those, you do not want to select those. Scroll down to the bottom, you're going to find those new zips and new platforms. So starting with 11 on down, those are the new zips. Okay, so let's say we're not inspecting those, we can get rid of those. So we don't need those on the inspection. If you are inspecting them, leave them on. Okay, now that we have everything we're going to inspect, we're going to add inspection. Okay, and now this is a lot more specific than mobile inspection. So instead of just checking hardware, just checking belay, cable, halo, you got to go through and click what you're checking on those things. Okay, so like I said, this is separate. Every single thing is separate on this. So you have a platform is one check. Then the next one is going to be a zip that you're checking everything. And then another platform zip, yada, 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 yada. So you can do this 2 ways. Either you can go through and just check everything and then open up this on Papertrail and then click check, 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 like each individual platform and zip. Or you can literally check these things as you're checking them. Remember, you're going to be able to take this phone up with you during the inspection. Okay, so you're going to go through and check everything. If anything's wrong, once again, click the pencil button, go into comments, write what's going on. Take a picture of it too. This is going to be extremely helpful for Josh and I if you take a picture of it. That's a lot easier to figure out than just words and describing it. So you're going to go through next to zip. You're going to go through all the zip parts. Check, check, check. You're going to go all the way down right through this whole list. Okay? Once you're done, you're going to hit save all. For now, I'm going to hit cancel though. Okay, so you would hit save all. Course inspection is done. Last but not least, this is probably the biggest change in this, is going to be how you do end of day report. Okay, so before every single person's end of the day report went onto the same sheet, that's no longer going to be the case. This time, you're going to go into the staff folder. Okay, so down here, we're going to click the staff folder. When the staff folder opens up, you have every single staff that works here. Okay, you're going to search for you. So I'm going to put in my name, search for me. This is our test one, so we're going to click this. For this, the top right plus button, this is where you're going to add the inspection. So this is where it's a little weird. You are inspecting you. Really, you're inspecting your tour. So if I hit the plus button, the very top one is add inspection. I'm going to click add inspection. Okay, now this should look very similar to how mobile inspection was. Okay, instead of though like you clicking like it giving you each individual one, it gives you every single thing on the same page. So remember, end of the day reports are pretty much for letting us know if anything unusual happened on tour. Okay, so we have an area for like lower off, K2, we have injuries or first aid kits used, tandem, rescue bag used, pullback, trolley swap, unusual or other if it doesn't fit in any category. Near miss. A near miss is going to be like setting yourself up for a lanyard fall, sending without a clear, anything like that. Double unclipping, that would be a near miss. Okay. This is big. You guys should be putting this on there. It's not going to look good if your other guy put a near miss on for you and you didn't put it, because you guys should be talking about that after your tour. Okay, that should be something also the supervisor should be notified about. Okay, obviously with the near miss especially, you're going to want to click the pencil button, put in comments, put what happened. Okay, you could even have a near miss with a guess though too. You know, maybe a guess double unclipped. That is also a near miss. Okay, maybe nothing happened. Maybe it was just for a second you caught him, but that's a near miss. So you put comments there. Okay. Then at the very bottom, add tour times to comments. You need to put your tour times in here. So you can use the pencil mark and put them in 10 o'clock and 1 o'clock. Okay. Or you can go down to the bottom, put the comments in here too. Doesn't really matter. Oops. Oh, shoot. Okay, just like that. When you're done, you're going to hit the top right button, hit save. And it's going to go back. Okay. Then the back arrow. Close, back. Now we're back to the folders. Okay. So that's how you do everything. That's pre-use guest gear, pre-use guide gear, pre-use course inspection, and end of the day report. If you guys have any questions, you guys can ask the supervisors. They had their own separate training on this, so they should know how to use it. Or you can also ask Josh and I if we're around. But it's not too hard or different from mobile inspection. Also, if there's anything that you guys are like, you guys finding glitches or you find, hey, this is a pain in the butt, let the supervisors know or email me or Josh. If it's anything we can fix or do anything about, we will. If it's something that's just like, hey, that's just the way the program's designed, we just have to do it that way, then that'll be our answer. But just let us know. We want to try to get this running smooth as possible. Also, this is really important that you guys are filling out all these things. We're going to be keeping really close eye of this, especially the first couple months we use it. Like I said, it starts January 1st. We're switching to this and not using mobile inspection anymore. So we're going to be really focusing on this. And if you're not filling it out, you will be hearing from us, because we can actually look and see every day what's being filled out and what's not. So we're going to be keeping an eye on that. The first month, there'll be, a grace period of us trying to get used to it and whatnot. But after a little bit, we're going to really kind of get more on your guys' tail to make sure this is getting done, because this is now how all of our papers are being filed. So cool. Guys, have any questions, let us know. Thanks.